many things that are distinctively Jack. Sets, starkly architectural levels, stairs, costumes. Not who the designer was, they looked like Jack. And camera work, moving camera with very long takes. He contributed in every area, not just the steps, in every area. Anyhow, let's go on. If I can read my notes. Oh, I have to tell you, I found out later that the I Don't Care Girl was finished, and Darryl Zanuck called up Jack and gave him carte blanche to do 3 numbers that he could cut into the film to sort of rescue it. And that's how these 3 numbers came about. You'll see more of them later. So we have another grand legacy of Jack, and that's George Martin. Go ahead. George and Ethel Martin.
Honey? Over there and let George talk,
Okay.
and then I'll be back in a little while.
Great. Not too long. Anyhow, I want to ask you. You came into the group around the Columbia time?
Yes, way back in back in 1944.
And tell them about Harry Cohn.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
I belonged to Central Casting. It was my first year in Hollywood. I was in a production of Lady in the Dark that closed there. And somebody came back, a choreographer came back and said, I need dancers for a film with Maria Montez and John Hall called Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. So we also, but most of us in the boys in the group said yes. So we went, we did it at Universal. We jumped out of jars with swords or something, I remember. And Jimmy Mitchell was one of those people. James Mitchell was one of those boys. And after that, I did a couple of films at Columbia without Jack. He wasn't there. It was Stanley Donen was the assistant to Mickey Rassett. And George Martin just told me what one of them was. Something about Broadway. What was it, George? Something, I don't know, I can't remember. No. Yeah, and Edie was a lady. No, that was the second one. Rosie the Riveter. Ann Miller did a number in Rosie the Riveter, and when they went to edit it, it wasn't long enough, so they went forward and backwards. Anyway, I did a couple of those, and then I ended up at Universal doing a film with Roy Rogers and Dale Evans. I and many other dancers, really. It wasn't just me. And that's when Ethel and I met on the set of Yellow Rose of Texas. And we did that for a couple of weeks. And then I got a call that there was an audition at Columbia Studios for a musical called Tonight and Every Night, starring Rita Hayworth. And it was her first film after CoverGirl, which made her a big star, rightly so. So I called Ethel and said, they're auditioning, you want to come down? She said, what do you mean? What kind of dancing is it? I said, jitterbug. She said, I know jitterbug. I said, well, come on, we'll throw you around and whatever. So we did, and we got it. Long story, but I'll get to the point. And we did a number, I don't remember what it was, choreographed by another choreographer. And I don't even think Rita was there, frankly. We were a skeleton crew of like 12 people. And one morning, we arrive, and there is the ogre, Harry Cohen, who owned Columbia, sitting in his director's chair out front, and we did the number. Over. Next day, we went into rehearsal, and there was Jack. That was I had seen him on Broadway in 1944 in the Steel Follies with Milton Berle and Ilona Massive. Anybody remembers Ilona Massive? And that's all I knew about him. But I knew it was momentous because Ethel, she'll tell you, she had worked for Jack before that. And we started rehearsing. And we rehearsed, and we rehearsed, and we rehearsed. We were, I was only, I guess, 18, 19. And we thought we were terrific. We just worked our asses off. And after that film was over, Jack either convinced Harry Cohen to start, which I think is a real story, because he said, if you give me a group of people, I can teach them, and then we don't have to spend all the time learning his style, which, as you can see, was very unique. So that's how we got started with Jack, and it was Rod Alexander, you all remember Rod. Bobby Hamilton, you remember Bobby. Alex Romero, who unfortunately just died a year ago in California, and me and another boy, I can't remember, Charlie, somebody. And it was Ethel Martin, Neil Bieber. I'm telling these because people don't know about these. They just know about Ethel and I because we lasted longer. And Ruth Godfrey, Gloria Patrice, and Jill McGowan, and Francine Cuny. Most of them are not any longer with us, but except for, I think, Gloria's living, Ethel and I. And Bobby, we lost track of. So anyway, we worked and worked, and we did a lot of films. Go ahead.
But part of what that was about was Jack convinced Harry Cohen to hire them permanently, so that when there was a film to do, Jack would choreograph it, and he'd use his dancers. When that wasn't going, they were in class all day.
9 o'clock morning till 5 at night. With an hour off trying to stand up.
Okay, I want to talk about something else.